top of the night to you. You know what I mean? Because it's nighttime. Hope you're having a good day. You already know how it is. Fucking shit, dude. Oh my god. I ran into a spider web. This shit is so annoying. I hope I still get monetized. I cuss a lot, dude. But there's a lot of worse people that cuss. So if I don't get monetized just because I say fuck and shit, you got bigger problems, YouTube. Alright. I think we're good. Just making sure I didn't. Because you never know. Like, I'm out here walking through spider webs. I'm not trying to have the spider on me. I don't know. There's Marley. Here's my bright ass flashlight. Just in case we got some coyotes. Hell no. Not today. Not with this one. They can't escape my light. Anywho. I hope your guys' day is going good or night or whatever it is for you. Hope you're manifesting. Hope you're chasing the dream. Whatever. Don't let any toxic people get in your way. You know what I mean? Don't let them give you that evil eye. They want you to lose. You know? They're envious. But you're not going to lose because you're strong and you're aware and you have a mission. And you're aware of whatever it is that you should do. So F those toxic people. You're better than that. For real. Let's go this way. Yeah, we'll go this way. But yeah, you know what I mean? As long as you just stay sovereign, if you will. Discernment, whatever. I keep seeing that word. It's really knowing what's you and what isn't you. That's what matters, you know what I mean? For most of the time, people project. This ain't the top of the video, but it's a good reminder, you know what I mean? Most of the time, it's not about you. It's just people projecting their own insecurities onto you. So don't let it get to you. That's what matters. Come on, Buster. That's not his name, but you know what I mean? It's funny saying that shit. Hell yeah. It's a good life. A good lifetime, in this one at least. I'm about to ride my bike. After this, I need to do it. You guys got some energy that needs to be transferred, you know? You ever just feel like you have so much energy, it's like you don't know what to do with it? That's when you need to put it towards a vision. Make music, make a business. Chase that dream, you know? Don't let it go wasted, because every moment is a gift. It's not just meant. A lot of people spend their days, when all that is now, they just spend it consuming and consuming, watching TV, scrolling and scrolling. And it's like they wonder why they're sad and anxious. It's like, you really think you're meant to just scroll on a phone, looking at TikTok videos, consuming? No. Hey, come on. Don't be a robot. You're not a robot. You're a multidimensional light being, you know? Having this temporary human experience. Hell no. So don't do that shit. Live the life that you're living. Love the life that you live in. And that's what matters at the end of the day. But now, let's get into this topic of this video. Which is how, you know how time isn't linear? You know what I mean? It's all just here right now. And we just perceive it to be time. To be solid, right? We perceive it to be so real and like it's a thing. But it's not. It's a tool. And when it comes to reincarnations, what are you looking at, buddy? Yeah. You can reincarnate, not just like think of it this way, guys. What if I told you time isn't something you move through, right? It's something you tune into, because we're consciousness. Everything is frequency. And right now, you're tuning into a frequency, a timeline, a version of Earth of 2025 or whatever this is, right? This is a lifetime that you're experiencing, like right now. I'm experiencing Josh in the lifetime year of right now of 2025. But that's just one perception. That's just one bandwidth, you know what I mean, of reality. There's so much more. You really think, I mean, considering that All of this is a hologram, energy, fractals, tetrahedrons, whatever. You know what I mean? Vibrations, truly, and it's so infinite. And if every reality is if every moment's a new moment, and then we're always stepping into different realities based on what we're doing or whatever, thus switching to different versions of Earth as we evolve and change ourselves. There's also different versions of timeline versions of Earth. So there's a because it's all happening right now, right? Past, present, and future, all happening right now simultaneously. So it's like there's another version of Earth where the 90s are still happening, the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, 1800s, fucking 2300, 3000, all that. It all exists here right now. It's just that right now you, as an infinite soul, chose to incarnate on this timeline a version of Earth that is to the year 2000s or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It could sound, and trust me, believe me, I can see the perception in which it can sound boo-hoo, EB, heebie, heebie, jeebie. You know what I mean? That's too esoteric for people to understand. I get that. Because we're so used to that time is linear and solid, and that this is how reality works. This is how it is, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Well, that's only partially how it works. We're so infinite. And when you understand that it's not so set in stone, life becomes more free, more humbling, because you're not necessarily set by what we're being told and how you think reality works. Reality is much more dreamlike. You wanna walk or not, buddy? We keep stopping, huh? I mean, I could stop too, but like, damn. Alright, I guess we could stop. It's not that dark. Honestly, the moon, shout out the moon, it's helping us with the lighting, so that's always something to appreciate. But it's like every year, whether it's the past, the present, the future, it's all happening right now, right? All happening, just on different frequencies, different versions of Earth. So that's why when you understand the terms of, when you think of the universe to fully understand it, even Nikola Tesla said it. He said, if you want to understand the universe, think of it in terms of frequencies, vibrations. It's all happening right now. You don't just incarnate, or I should say, you don't reincarnate forward in time, if you will. You reincarnate based on what matches your vibration or your soul's evolution. You feel me? That's why some souls are born into, like, let's say the 1800s, some are born into the year 3020. And then some are just looping the same version of Earth, the same Earth decade until they're ready to shift it, until they've learned what they're supposed to learn. Because Earth is truly a school. And if you're not learning, then you're just going to do it again in a different body or just a different version of yourself. Either way, it'll go in a loop until you get the lesson. But either way, this isn't all there is. This isn't all we see. All we see is just an illusion. That's why I say life's an illusion, because we think this is all there is, but there isn't. There's more. Hella more. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's fucking beautiful how much more there is, but you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to think of it this way. You're not bound by time. You're not bound by even the mask or who we think we are. That's only partially true. You know what I mean? On one level of reality, I am Josh, but in the highest tippy top, I'm the infinite universe soul experiencing Josh, just as you are, and you're experiencing whatever your name is and stuff. But yeah, sometimes we just gotta keep learning until we break the loop, until we finally learn that lesson that we had to learn, karmic, until we break the karmic cycle. But when you truly understand that time isn't linear, but rather it's a field of possibilities, infinite possibilities, more humbling. You know what I'm saying? Because all the years, all the timelines, all versions of Earth, they all exist simultaneously in this quantum now. And quantum physicists are proving this, that how they're proving the multiverse, if you will, parallel realities. So this isn't just woo woo, and it's like, I know deep down in your soul you feel it. Thinking about it, it brings you such excitement, right? That's your soul, your higher self saying, yes, listen to this, yes, this resonates, this is true. You know what I mean? But the ego wants to come in and says, nah, that's crazy. This is reality. This is all there is. Don't listen to that. This is solid. Look at that. This is real. You know what I mean? Don't believe in that. But there's so much more. So much more. When you keep going through your awakening, opening that third eye, doing your inner work, you'll be able to access the universal truth, memories, past lives. But it's the ego that questions. But the real you, the soul, is the one who knows. You know what I mean? So when your soul reincarnates, it doesn't choose based on, what's next. Rather, it chooses based on what serves you best on your evolution, right? Your soul's evolution. So that's why sometimes you might feel strangely drawn to a specific era. Like for me, I feel drawn to like the 70s, the 60s, the psychedelic era. Like I definitely had a past life there. I definitely did. And I'm probably still existing there right now as we speak in a different version of Earth. But it feels like a distant memory, but not too distant, you know what I mean? So that's how it's like, wow, so nostalgic. So nostalgic. So that's why you could feel that you don't belong here. You feel like you're an old soul. You come from another time. You did many times before. That's how infinite you are. You know what I mean? It's just like, or that's even why certain people feel like they're from, yeah, another time or a different era or whatever, because your soul feels it deep down. But it's the ego that thinks that this is all there is. This isn't all there is, guys. I can promise you that. Your higher self is navigating a spiral, all right? Not a straight line, a spiral, an infinite one at that. You can reincarnate or incarnate into a futuristic world where floating cities may seem imaginary, but it exists some way, somewhere. That's why all these people that make the movies, they get together. Every idea exists somewhere, right? If you can think about it, it exists somewhere. Star Wars, it exists somewhere. Not exactly like that, but very much a similar way. It's all a message, right? And then you come to see that all these movies you watch, they're just messages. The people, the creators, directors, the script writers, whatever, they were in tune with their creative side, their higher self, whatever. And you could say they channeled some of these ideas. It exists somewhere, just not here in this white reality, if you will. Hey, Marley. Okay, he's just chilling. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. But like, or even back into ancient Atlantis, if you will, if your vibration aligns with that realm, you can go there. It's not about when, but rather it's about where your frequency shifts. Is that right, Marley? And guess what? The version of you that already lives in the other year. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. That version of you that might be already existing right now as we speak in another year, a different version of Earth. It could be dreaming of this version right now that you question, dreaming of this version, watching this video. It's like, and then you're just there like, yeah, parallel realities, parallel versions of you just harmoniously existing simultaneously. Not crazy. It's so mind-boggling. Like the ego can't comprehend that. But again, it doesn't mean that it's not true. It's just so beyond the fact that the human language, right? It's so beyond even 5D. It's just, damn. That's how infinite the universe is, right? Or why would there be just this only one? You know what I mean? Because it's all here right now. It's all now. And you are the intersection, you know what I'm saying? If you will. And I've always wondered this too, And I went into a meditative state. Come on, let's walk. And I asked, like, higher self, is this true? And it's like I heard a whisper, yes, it is true. Time is not linear. It's all happening right now. You can incarnate into a different version of Earth where it's still the 70s. Again, if your soul needs to learn it. And maybe when you finally get this lifetime, you finally, whatever, you go to another version of Earth where it's more futuristic-y, whatever, a different timeline, or a different planet. Maybe you're done with the whole Earth game. Cool. Then you go to a different star system, a different planet, and you learn there, if you will, remembering yourself there. Because all this is we're the infinite universe, right? Forgetting that, and then we come here on Earth, in this version of Earth, whatever, so that we can remember again. We'll go through shit, whatever, but it's all that again, so that we can remember. And once you remember, it's like, all right, cool. Then the next one, then the next one, and then the next one. Because we're so infinite. Why not? What do you see, Marley? I got my flashlight. I don't see shit. He's all lurking. He's like, huh? I don't see anything, buddy. This is a bright ass flashlight. Look at this, guys. Look at that. It's like a movie theater. I don't see anything. Over there, usually, though, there's coyotes. I don't see any right now, but yeah, I guess we're chilling. Let's keep walking this way. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video just to really humble you guys, you know? I know damn well I'm not the only one that's ever thought about this. Like, if you know what I mean, just knowing that if infinite versions of reality exist, like every moment's a new moment, whatever, and every potential that we can think of is existing, you know, the spirit realm, whatever, it all exists here now, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, then is there a version of Earth that, you know, the 1950s are still happening? Hell yeah. And it's like, even talking about it right now, I got a sense of deja vu. And it's crazy. Yeah, like, and I want to say that's like, that's the resonation, you know? That's the higher self, the universe saying, yep, it's true, this is true. And then the fact that you get excitement even thinking of this, it's like, that's true. So really the point of this video is just to humble yourself. Know that you're so much more than there's just one version of Earth, if you will. It's infinite. If it's infinite here, it's infinite everywhere. You know what I mean? It makes me excited, though, because we really are just traveling, you know? We really are just having an experience in this one form. Right here, right now, temporarily, but it's infinite. To remember that it's infinite is exciting, because you remember your power, your truth. They were just playing and acting. What are you trying to chase, buddy? There's a sprinkler. We just acting, guys. You know, a lot of us like to think that we know what we're doing, but we don't. We're just going based on how far we've come to know ourselves, as I always say, and it's so true. So, who knows? Now you're awakening in this lifetime, so why would you have to do it again in an earlier time zone? If I'm not mistaken, you've already had lifetimes where you were in the 50s or whatever, so now you're in 2000s. Okay, cool. You learn what you needed to learn in this time zone. Then, if your soul still needs to learn more, you can go into a future version of Earth, if you will. But if your soul already got what it needed from the Earth frequency, it'll go to a different star system, different planet. I feel that with intuition, with remembrance, you know what I mean? The ego is like, how do I know this? Maybe I don't know this. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. But it doesn't seem like that. It feels like I'm channeling, if you will. I feel it and I say it, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. Especially through meditating, like it strengthens that ability to channel. Because the more you quiet down the thoughts, right, the ego, the more receptive you are to downloads from the higher self, to images, to insights, to truths that you can get. The more you can tap into the infinite nature of reality, right? Or the Akashic records, if you will. Which is like the consciousness library of everything that's ever happened in existence, so. But I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Enjoy the life. Enjoy the now. And humble yourself. This isn't it. You feel it deep down. That's why you get excited thinking about it. Isn't that right, Marley? He's too busy sniffing. Alright, guys. Namaste, lady as a mole titty.